Hi there, it's Ashley here for Not Too Shabby, and today I have my Not Too Shabby design team project to share with you. I'm going to be making this sweet little Your Snow Easy to Love card. I think this card is so cute for the transition from winter into Valentine's Day. I think this would be a really sweet Valentine love card. And I just love this little cutie with the snowman in her hand, and I've got a ton of glitter on this card. And I got this really cute little snowflake mandala in the background there. So I'm going to just start out by showing you all the products that I'll be using, and I will link them all below in the description box. If you do head over to Not2Shabby to make a purchase, you can use the coupon code CraftyGirl to save 10% on your order. So for my card, I use this adorable CC Design stamp set. This one is a little snowman, and it is just the most adorable little image stamp of this girl. It's a red rubber stamp, so you just need to remove the backing, and then it goes onto an acrylic block. And it's pretty good size. It's about the size of my hand. I also use this stamp set here. It's by MFT. It's called Season's Greetings. And I use that sentiment, Your Snow Easy to Love. I thought that was just so perfect because she had a little snowman in her hand. Then I use this little die here. This is Mesmerizing Mandala, and it's supposed to be a mandala, but I thought it would be super cute as a snowflake. It reminds me of a snowflake, so I had to cut that out on some glitter paper. I also used my Your Next Stamp stitch rectangle die set. I used the largest size and the second largest size. And then I did bring in some sequins. These are just 4mm clear sequins. And I think Jamie has some neat and tangled clear sequins in the shop, so I will link those below if I can find them. And then this is the quickie glue pen that I used to adhere down this mandala, and I just used it to write on all the little spots so that it would stick down. You could also use adhesive paper to cut out the mandala as well. Then I used this watercolor wishes set. It's the 6x6 paper pad from Lawn Fawn, and it has some really nice watercolored papers in there. So I used the blue one. Then I pulled in this paper pad here. This one's by MFT. It's called the Plaid Patterns Merry and Bright 6x6, and I thought this blue and red and pink was really cute for Valentine's Day and kind of like a little winter theme. So that's the color theme that I went with. Then I just used this Heidi Swapp Marquee Love glitter paper. I purchased this at Michael's, and as you can see, I don't have much left. I've used quite a ton of it, so I used the white one on there to make the little snowflake mandala. So let's get started. So first of all, I'm just taking the largest rectangle die and trimming that out with my die cutting machine. I have the Sizzix Big Shot machine, and then I'm using the second size for that watercolor background. And I took some of that glitter paper for the mandala, and I ran it through twice just to make sure I got all those little bits out. And I don't make you watch on camera, but I pop out all those little pieces just using the tip of my scissors, and then I just trim it in half. I'm just getting the last few little bits out there, and then I'm going to use that for part of the background. So I'm taking this stamp set. It is a red rubber stamp, and I'm just removing that backing and putting it onto my acrylic block, and then I'm just going to put it here onto my cardstock. I'm using the Recollections 120-pound cardstock. For her skin, I'm going to start with E13. I'm using my Copic markers. This cutie is absolutely such a precious image. I just love how the little snowman is in her hand. And then I'm using E11 for the other part of the skin with E00, and blending that out. And this paper gives a really nice blend. I'm really loving this paper from Michael's. Then I'm going to just go back in with the E13 to give it a little bit more of a darker shadow, and then again with the E11. And the E00 just to blend it out. And I will link all of the products in the description box below. I used RV11 for her cheeks and then blended that out with the E00. Now I'm just going to do the little shadow for the snow and the snowman. So I used BG10, and then I just used YR04 for the nose, and I used C8 and C4 for the little hat there. Then I'm just going to take my brown color that's light for the hair, and I'm just doing a whole coat on her hair. So I'm using E53 for that. I want to do the little ear muffs and her little hair ties, so I wanted to do this part first just so I could make sure I knew where all of her hair was going to be. Then I'm taking the blue colors to do the little earmuffs. And the nice thing about CC Design stamps is that they have the colored up image on the front, so you can definitely use that for color inspiration or to show you where to put the shading or like the highlights. So then I'm just doing that in B12. And then I go back in with B14 and B12 for the little boots. And I'm actually using this kind of for like a Valentine's card, so it can be definitely like a winter card or a Valentine's card, but because I used the sentiment that says about love and snow, I thought that it was so perfect to set aside for a Valentine's card and get a head start on those. Then I used that same color of gray for that I used on the snowman hat on the boots there, so that was C8 and C4. And I'm using that same blue color combo for her coat. The coat would be really cute paper pieced as well. And then for the little bottom part there of her dress or her pants, I think it's like a little dress. Then I'm going to take some RV14 for the pink color of the little ruffle there along the bottom and her little mittens. And also for the top part of her collar. And then I'm blending that out with RV13. And that's a pink color combo that I've really been loving lately. And then I'm going to do the red in R39. And R29. And I love that color combo together. That was a color combo that I picked up from that MFT paper that I'm using. That's one nice thing about papers. They can give you some cute color combinations to use on your images. Then I'm going to take my brown colors and do the hair. So I'm just doing a flicking motion with the Copic marker, and I'm using E55. And then I'm going to do the little pigtails as well. Then I'm going in with E57. And each time you do it, you want to do a little bit less of the flicking because you want the color from before to still show through. And in the image on the front of this stamp, it showed her hair puffs kind of being like curly, but I just kind of did them like not curly. I just did the flicking motion. And then I go in with E59, which is the darkest color that I'm going to use, and I just do a tiny bit of that color. And then I go back in with E57 just to extend it out a little bit. And then I took my black jelly pen for the eyes, and then I'm using my white jelly pen to add some accents there onto the coat. I add some polka dots. I think that looks so sweet. I always love adding little details with my white jelly pen. And then I'm going to add some little lines on the pocket. It had kind of like a little pattern there, like a little plaid pattern, so I just went over it with the white jelly pen to make that really show up. And then I'm going to take my white jelly pen and add on the little dots on her eyes. Then I'm going to take my little fussy cutting sewing scissors and trim this little cutie out. There's no coordinating dies for these stamps, so you do have to trim them out. I don't mind. I love fussy cutting. So I'm just trimming around her little pigtails there, and I'm leaving a little bit of white showing. It's definitely up to you, your preference. You don't have to leave the white, but I wanted to leave a little bit of white showing. And now we have all of my pieces ready. So I have my A2 sized card, and I trimmed down a piece of white cardstock to go over top of that. And then I'm adding on that stitched rectangle. And then I'm going to add on the watercolored one. Then I'm going to take my sentiment that I'm going to use from this stamp set, and I think it's such a cute sentiment for like the winter and for kind of the start of Valentine's Day. I think it's a really cute love card, so I'm going to add that on there. And I'm just kind of playing around with how I want this little cutie to go, and I decide that that's how I want her to go, kind of have it peeking out from behind her. And I'm just adding that on. Then I'm going to take my little quickie glue pen, and I'm just going to add some of that glue on the back there. And basically what it is it's just a pen that has glue come out of it. So you don't get it everywhere. It just makes it sticky in the spots that you write on it with the pen. I love this thing so much. And then I'm just adding adhesive to the back of the little girl. And I'm going to just pop them on there. And sorry, I didn't realize until after that it was out of frame. And then I do take my acrylic block and set it on top. That helps it just all really stick nicely. And then I'm taking my Spectrum Noir glitter pen, which Jamie also does sell in the shop. I'll link those below for you guys. And I'm just adding a little bit of glitter there. It looks so cute with the sparkle. Now I'm just taking some clear sequins. These ones are 4mm clear sequins. And I believe Jamie has some Neat and Tangled clear sequins in the shop. So if I can find those, I'll link them below as well. And I'm just adding a little bit of sequins to give some more sparkle and just really bring the card together. So that was my project for this week. I will put all the links in the description box below for you. Don't forget if you head over to Not2Shabby that you can use my coupon code CraftyGirl. And I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye now.